going to be talking to someone that I met very, very much in the 80s, which is Rick Price. And it's going to be very interesting to catch up with him because he's actually in Brisbane today. He lives in Nashville, and he's actually going to be touring with the John Denver show in July. So we'll be catching up with Rick Price very shortly. I'm here with Rick Price, which I'm very excited because I met Rick back in the 80s, and Rick was then just starting out and in Sydney, and and therefore, your career, Rick, welcome.
Thank you.
Just absolutely, blasted off, with your songs and your music, your talent, so it's wonderful to sort of meet up with you today personally.
It's nice to see you again after all these years.
I know.
Lovely.
So tell me about, obviously, your tour with the John Denver show.
Sure. I was invited by a company called Jack, who have put the show together. They hired Jim McPherson, a wonderful writer, to write the script, and they selected most of the songs. I had some input towards the end, but it was already pretty much laid out. So they just called me in Nashville and invited me to present the show. And I said yes. I was a big fan of John's when I was a kid, inspired by him and his songs. I've had a lot of personal admiration for the guy. He worked hard. He put his heart and soul into everything he did, and that's admirable, I think. And the show's going really well because the audience are obviously his fans, and they get an opportunity to hear some of the stories about John's life, behind the scenes, what was really going on. Because a lot of that wasn't publicised when John was around in the 70s and so on, 80s. So I think it's a privilege to be doing it. The audience are really enjoying it.
Because you're living in Nashville, and how long have you been living there now?
A couple of years.
Okay. So do you enjoy the location? Or do you miss
I do.
home? Or?
Yeah, I do. I miss seeing my family as often, but I come back a lot. So to me, going to America is kind of like it's an excursion. It's not like, I'm going to live in America. I'm just there on a little musical expedition.
And I believe you obviously play with Tommy Emmanuel.
I did quite a bit of touring with Tom when I first moved to Nashville. We toured around the States and Europe and the UK. I opened for him, and he has a great audience of followers there. He's very popular in the States. But his career continues to grow. I think YouTube's been a great thing for Tom because his performances are blasted all over the world, and people are realising this guy's a ridiculous talent.
Are there a lot of other Aussie patrons over in Nashville that?
Yeah, there are a lot of. I say to people, be careful when you walk down the street in Nashville, you'll trip over an Australian. Not too much BS from Australians. It's not tolerated here. So, I think when Aussies go to other parts of the world, that frankness and straightforwardness is appreciated,
Yeah, it's good.
And they love the Australian accent in America, and they're curious about Australians.
I believe you're going to share a song for us today.
I'd be delighted to. Do you have something you'd like to hear? Well, you ask how I've been here without you, and I'd like to say I'm doing fine, and I do. This is one of my favorites. But we both know the truth is hard to come by, and if I told the truth, it's not quite true. Some days are downs, some days are storms. Sometimes are hard my bones. Well, some days are diamonds, some days are stone, some days are diamonds, some days are stone. Thank you. I love singing, always have since I was, a kid, and I've just been making a racket all my life with it, so I feel blessed. Life has its ups and downs and twists and turns, and you don't know what's around the corner. But I've been really lucky. I have a beautiful family, and I've enjoyed a career in music where I've just done what I really feel passionate about. So, I'm happy.
What is the advice that you would give to young emerging stars that you obviously want to follow up on, particularly girls?
I would say, and I pretty much always say this, the key element is, do what you love, do what turns you on, because that's the best you'll ever be. I've tried doing things many times, and still catch myself sometimes doing things that I think other people will want me to do or will like, or whatever. And it's important to do what you love, believe in yourself, go for it. And I don't know, that's the best advice I could give anyone. If you've got a dream, then you may as well live it. What else are you going to do?
Yeah.
So you've got a dream, even if it's completely off the chart crazy, go for it.
Go for it, yeah. So the show is going to tour nationally?
Yes, well, so far we've opened 2 weeks in Subiaco and Perth at the Regal Theatre, beautiful old theatre. We did 2 weeks there.
Yeah.
We have 2 weeks at the Athenaeum Theatre in Melbourne, starting on June 28th. And then July 12th, we have a 4-week season at the 12th Night Theatre. I've just recorded a new album in New York with my good friend Ben Wish. So, I'm doing lots of stuff, and doing the John Denver story has been really great for my spirits in a lot of ways. Like, it's just given me a real charge to be out, playing with a fantastic group of musicians, playing these songs and telling John's story and connecting, with people through it, connecting with his fans through it. So, I'm just having a good time.